Welcome to Carol and Gary's See America Tour. Hello again, everyone. After spending 4 weeks in and around Nebraska visiting family, Carol, Jasper, and I are now back on the road. As I said in our last video, we have now visited every state west of the Mississippi River except Missouri. But we're going to skip Missouri for now and visit a couple of states east of the Mississippi River. We arrived in Wisconsin on Monday, August 5th. Wisconsin became the 30th state admitted to the Union on May 29, 1848. You can't talk about Wisconsin without talking about cows and the dairy industry. I'm talking about cows that produce the milk that you drink or that get made into cheese. Wisconsin has more dairy cows per square mile than any other state. There are 9,520 licensed dairy farms in Wisconsin that raise 1,279,000 dairy cows. On average, these cows each produce 2,739 gallons of milk per year. I was able to visit a small Wisconsin dairy farm on Tuesday, August 6th. This dairy farm milks approximately 150 cows twice a day, once in the morning and again in the evening. This goes on 365 days a year, rain or shine. The cows at this dairy farm live in a temperature-controlled shed a short distance from the milking area. When it's time for milking, the family uses a series of gates to herd 54 cows at a time into a designated milking area. Once in the milking area, each cow in turn gets its udder cleaned, and then a small milking machine is connected to the cow. The milking machine, in conjunction with this control unit that hangs above the cow while it's being milked, extracts the milk from the cow. It takes 10 to 12 minutes to milk each cow, but there are 8 milking machines, so up to 8 cows can be milked almost simultaneously. When a cow completes their milking action, the machine senses the lack of milk flow and automatically disconnects the milking machine from the cow. After all the cows in the group are milked, they are released back into the original shed, and then the next group is brought in and the process is repeated. Milk from all cows is collected and delivered to large stainless steel tanks until a truck comes to pick up the milk the next day. Dairy cows start producing milk after they've had a baby and are approximately 2 years old, but they only produce milk for the next 6 to 7 years, so there is a high turnover of milk cows on a dairy farm. Baby cows are called calves. Because male calves will not grow up to produce milk, they are sold for meat, but most female cows will grow up and make their way into the milking rotation at the dairy farm. The farmer who owns and operates this dairy farm asks that his name and address not be used in this video, so suffice it to say that after touring this dairy farm, we drove on to our next stop, Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin. Prairie du Chien is the second oldest city in Wisconsin. It was established as a European settlement by French voyagers in the late 17th century. The city is located near the confluence of the Wisconsin and Mississippi rivers, a strategic point along the Fox-Wisconsin waterway that connects the Great Lakes to the Mississippi River. Early French visitors found the area occupied by Fox Indians, led by a chief whose name Alim, which meant Chien in French. The French explorers named the area Prairie du Chien, French for Dog's Prairie. The first known Europeans to reach Prairie du Chien were French explorers Jacques Marquette and Louis Joliet, who arrived by canoe on June 17, 1673, discovering a route from the Great Lakes to the Mississippi River. While in Prairie du Chien, Carol and I toured the historic Villa Lewis grounds. The estate began when Prairie du Chien lumberman, fur trader, investor, and frontier entrepreneur Hercules Dousman purchased land in the mid-1940s previously occupied by Fort Crawford. The location he chose was perfect due to his proximity to the Mississippi River. Hercules Dousman had the remains of the old fort cleared away, and then in 1843 built a large brick Greek revival house on a mound where the old Fort Southeastern blockhouse once stood. Hercules Dousman lived in the house until his death in 1868. At the time of his death, Hercules was one of the wealthiest men in Wisconsin, and his fortune passed to his wife Jane and his son Louis. Upon coming to his father's estate, Louis decided to demolish the original house and replace it with a more contemporary Victorian-style house that included modern indoor plumbing and central heating, both considered luxuries at the time. Construction of this new house was completed in 1871. This new two-story brick house became the residence of Louis's mother Jane, while Louis himself moved to St. Paul, Minnesota, not long after the construction was finished. Following the death of his mother Jane in 1882, Louis returned to Prairie du Chien in 1885 with his wife Nina and their 5 children. Louis's plans for the estate included turning the estate into a stock farm where he could breed horses. But his plans came to an abrupt halt the following year on his sudden death in January 1886. He was 37 years old when he died, leaving behind a widow and 5 children. After Louis's death, his wife Nina disbanded the stock farm and sold the horses. She also named the estate Villa Louis in memory of her late husband. In 1888, Nina remarried and moved to New York, leaving the estate vacant. But her new marriage did not last long, and in 1893 she returned with the 5 Dousman children to the Midwest. Villa Louis was then used as the family summer home into the early 20th century. Louis de Verville Dousman, the only son of Louis and Nina, was the last family member to occupy the estate, leaving for Billings, Montana in 1913 with his wife Sarah Easton. Although the Dousman family had left the Villa Louis estate by 1913, they continued to own the property. Over the following decades, they rented the mansion for use as a boarding school and other things. In the 1930s, 2 of Louis Dousman's children began to restore the estate to its 19th century appearance. They then transferred the property to the city of Prairie du Chien so that the mansion could be operated as a historic house museum. In 1952, the site was acquired by the Wisconsin Historical Society and became the organization's first historical site. Well, this does it for our first week in Wisconsin. We will be driving north to La Crosse, Wisconsin tomorrow, August 10th. If you like this video but have not yet subscribed, please do so to be notified of future videos, and as always, feel free to share with your friends. Thanks for watching!